Hey, Schweitzer Church, I want to take a few minutes and just share some information with you. First of all, remember that this weekend is Easter, so we'll have service at 9 o'clock on Easter. You can join us online. We'll have the online chat feature. Join us at 8:45 is when that goes live. It's so much fun to chat with people and to see everyone interact with one another during our coffee and donuts hour. So to join us at 8:45, service starts at 9. Invite your friends, your family to join you as well. Friday at 6:30, we'll have Good Friday service as we remember the cross and remember why it is that we have Easter in the first place, and we'll remember what Jesus has gone through for us. And so I'll be there on our website is where you can find those, sumc.co. You'll find our Good Friday service at 6:30. One of the things I've been thinking about for myself in the last few weeks is the idea of rhythm. It used to be that my life had a certain rhythm to it. Different days I did different things, and even during my day it was broken up with a certain kind of rhythm. In the morning I would wake up, I would do certain things before I go to work, and then I'd go to work, and then I would do certain things at work and go through my work day, and I would accomplish things, interact with people, go to meetings, do those sorts of things, come home, my kids come home from school, my wife would come home from work, I would have family dinner together, we would have evening activities, and then we'd go to bed, and there was like this rhythm. This is what we did throughout the day, and it was broken up into these segments as we were going out into the world with this rhythm of work, and then coming home back together. And then our week had this rhythm as well, because we would work 5 days a week, and then we'd have this weekend, we'd have this rhythm of work and then rest, and then work and then rest. We'd have worship on Sunday, and there was these things that we did throughout the week that just gave us a sense of rhythm. So I've been thinking about this idea of rhythm, because right now I don't seem to have any. Every day is basically the same. This is how I feel, at least. I don't know how it is for you. I have a hard time remembering. I think today is Wednesday. I'm not totally sure about that, but I'm pretty sure. I have a hard time remembering which day I'm at, just because every day is basically the same. There's almost a lack of rhythm. I wake up and I kind of do the same things every day. I certainly have work to do, but it's just very, very different. And the idea of rhythm in the Bible is a really important idea. I mean, one of the clearest ideas we see of this is the Sabbath, of course, that 6 days we work, and then we have a day that is holy to the Lord, and that is given to Him, and we're to have 6 days of work and then 1 day of rest. And this is this rhythm that the Bible has given us. And a lot of times we as modern Christians, we think of the Sabbath, and that's kind of like an outdated thing, like an Old Testament rule we don't follow anymore. It's kind of like wearing fabric of mixed cloth, but in reality, the Sabbath is, one of the 10 commandments. In fact, it's a third of the word count of the 10 commandments. It's a very important idea. And I think it's important because there's this sense that while we were created in the image of God and God rested Himself, that we were made for some sense of rhythm. And when we get out of this rhythm, it's difficult to navigate. And every day starts to feel the same. And so my family, we've been thinking and trying to practice ways that we can create rhythm in our life. And one of the ways we're thinking about that is this weekend, because this weekend, of course, is Easter. And Easter this year is going to be like no other Easter we've ever experienced, because instead of gathering with the church to celebrate the empty tomb, we'll be in our living room watching a service online and chatting with people while we do this. And it's certainly kind of a bittersweet experience that will be isolated from people. And there's this temptation as well with that to just treat Easter as if it's just another day, because there's nothing else that we're doing. It's not like a special kind of thing in that way. And so in my family, we've been asking this question of how can we make Easter not like another day? How can we make Easter not like another day? Because it's not. Well, certainly we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus every Sunday. That's why we worship on Sunday instead of on Saturday, the Sabbath. We worship on the first day of the week because Jesus rose from the dead on the first day of the week. But there's still something significant about Easter, the yearly annual reminder that the grave is still empty. And so my family, we've been talking about what can we do, and we've decided we're going to have a nice meal where we sit down together and cook a significant meal to remind us and to remember that this is a special day, a day of rejoicing and celebration. My family, we've decided we're going to plant a tree, and we talked about that because we thought, there's a reminder every year when we look at this tree of that time where it was not what we wanted it to be, yet we still found God to be faithful. And so there's something that we can do to set this day, that this is different than every other day that we're having right now. So I want to encourage you to be thinking through in your life, in your circumstances, in your setting, with your family, with your friends, what can you do to make Easter special, to be significant, and to be a reminder for you that even though COVID-19 is all over the place, the grave is still empty. There is still reason to celebrate. There is still reason to rejoice. There is still reason to have hope because Jesus is alive. And so join us on Sunday, 9 o'clock. We're going to celebrate this great truth. Invite your friends, your family, anyone you think who needs to hear and experience this great message of hope that the grave is empty. Friends, I hope you're having a great week and be reminded that God is faithful.